Hey guys! Of course, I think it goes without saying, but if for any reason you think these might be considered spoilers, then I would just tune out of the video now. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the actual image leaks. Earlier today, some images leaked from Star Wars Episode 9, and one of them, the one that's getting the most attention, is a poster. It is an actual poster. I don't think it's the poster for Star Wars Episode 9. I think this is probably something more like a merchandise poster that you might find, when you go to Walmart or Target and, they have like the $5 posters or in conjunction with merchandise somehow. Something like that. I definitely don't think it's the actual poster we're going to get for the film. I imagine that we'll see a teaser poster probably at Celebration and then an actual movie poster itself a little bit later in the year. So let's talk about what is going on in this poster, because there's clearly so much to see. There is a lot to look at. And if we look at the top of the poster, you can see that Rey is very prominently featured, as is Kylo Ren. Those are the two biggest figures in this poster. So it's pretty clear that most of the attention in the film, once again, is going to be on those two characters. And basically anything else is a little bit less prominent. Now, at the very bottom, of course, we see all of those red stormtroopers. The rumor suggests that Kylo Ren has his own battalion of stormtroopers. I guess this is what they are going to be. Very interestingly, we have the Knights of Ren. Very interesting character designs. They look fairly similar to what we saw in The Force Awakens during the Force back scene. I assume that these designs are going to be more or less the same. Going back to Rey and Kylo, a couple of things to note. Kylo has his helmet back on. He's also got what looks to be a cape with a cloak on the back. A couple months ago, I did a video on those other image leaks that happened for Episode 9, where, you got to see all the costumes for some of these characters. And it looks to be pretty much in line with what we saw back then. Also, Kylo has the same lightsaber. It still looks like it has the broken kyber crystal because the blade is still really jagged looking. And when you look at Rey, there's an interesting little detail here. You can see that with her lightsaber, it looks to have some sort of a band going around the center of the hilt. It's an easy detail to miss, but it looks like there's a brown band going around the middle of the hilt where it split in The Last Jedi. Her lightsaber blade looks pretty much the way that the lightsabers looked in The Last Jedi. It's actually kind of short, but I assume, they wanted to fit the whole blade on the poster. And then we have some other characters here. Above Rey's shoulder, you can see Chewie. To his right, you can see this new character called Janna, who also appears in one of the character reference images that leaked today. Below Rey, you can see Finn, and then next to Finn is this new alien. Very interesting looking alien. Looks like something out of Men in Black or something. It doesn't look very Star Wars-y to me. It's interesting. And then next to Finn, you can see that we do have C-3PO. He is wearing a bandolier. It looks like it's Chewbacca's bandolier. And he's also got his bowcaster. So that is pretty interesting to see. We also have Poe on the poster. Poe is wearing the getup that we saw previously in those other leaked photos, including the outfit that we saw during the last day of shooting image that was going around on social media that some of the actors and I think J.J. Abrams were sharing. And next to Poe, you actually have this other new character called Zori, according to the character reference image. And it looks to be perhaps a bounty hunter of some sort or a mercenary. I'm not really sure how this character is going to play into the film, but it is an interesting design. And then next to her, we have BB-8, and then that new droid that's supposed to be like BB-8's little sidekick. At the bottom, we have more stormtroopers. These look to be just regular First Order stormtroopers. And then you also see some TIE fighters. There's what looks to be a TIE Interceptor. It has triangular wings. That looks to be brand new. At the very top of the poster, you can also see an X-Wing. Looks to be possibly an A-Wing, and then a new Y-Wing. There's also an X-Wing on the left, kind of shooting up into the corner. And then you have the Millennium Falcon, kind of in the middle, off to the side, darting off its own way. So I think this is it's a cool looking poster. It does give us a good look at these new characters and even the ones we're not familiar with yet. The fact that they're on this poster, I think is pretty interesting because it kind of indicates that they're going to have roles that are going to be somewhat significant. Obviously, they're not very prominent on the poster, and they're probably not going to have huge roles, but it seems like they'll feature in some capacity, maybe a Maz Kanata level appearance or something like that. And then in the background, it does look like a Death Star paneling, the way the lights are shining through the wall. So interesting touch there. The other image, of course, as I was saying, has to do with the character designs for this film. So we do have Lando. He's got his cane. He's got the yellow shirt. This is the same look for Lando that we saw in that reference image a couple months ago. We have Chewbacca, who I guess looks more or less the same. I mean, Chewie doesn't usually change a whole lot. Really good image of Rey's costume, and I really like the white. It's really growing on me. At first, I was kind of like, eh, but I'm actually kind of liking it quite a bit. The hairstyle looks cool too. Then we have Poe, looking very Indiana Jones-ish. It's fine. I have no issues with his costume. Finn, a little boring. I'm glad that he has a new costume, but it's really not all that different when you think about it. And then Zori, the, I don't know, bounty hunter, mercenary, whatever you want to call her, looking really cool. I really like her belt, and then the weapon that she's got. It looks pretty neat. The helmet looks really interesting. And then Jana is a pretty interesting looking character design as well. Looks like she's got a bow and arrow of some sort. Could it be something like Chirrut Îmwe had in Rogue One? Probably not going to be quite the same thing. It does look quite a bit different, but very interesting to see all of these images all together. So I guess the main takeaway here is that the Knights of Ren are in fact back. The focus is still going to be on Rey and Kylo Ren, and we are going to have these secondary characters that we haven't met before that are going to feature in the film in a at least somewhat prominent capacity. How prominent, that's going to remain to be seen, but for the most part, I'm really enjoying the designs of these characters and what I'm seeing. And again, Rey's costume is growing on me quite a bit. I really like the way that they position her in this poster. So yeah, we'll see how things pan out. Obviously, we are moving closer to Star Wars Celebration, and I assume that we'll get more information as that time comes, along with hopefully a teaser trailer that'll kind of give us a hint as to, you know, how these new characters tie into the story. Maybe a slight glimpse at what's going on with the plot and details like that. But yeah, this is cool for us to see. I mean, obviously they've been so mum about releasing details from episode 9 that, you know, stuff was bound to leak out at some point or another. So the only way you can really get around that is by actually, you know, putting stuff out there early enough. They haven't done that. I'm glad we got to see this, even if it is technically a leak. It's got me a little more intrigued about episode 9 and what else is going to be going on with it. So, all right, my friends, hope you've enjoyed this breakdown. Be sure to follow on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for the latest news and updates. And until the next video, thank you for tuning in to Victoria's Cantina. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.